Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to join me today. I just wanted to start a new project with you. I've got a lot going on at the moment. We've got some holidays booked June and July. We're away quite a bit. And I thought it would be nice to do some projects that in my head are going to be a bit quicker than a full journal. So I've been wanting to use Andrea's papers. That's Andrea Allen, Artie Mays. Andrea's been doing a couple of kits, colour collage kits, and I think she's done blue, pink, yellow, purple, and green. And I've got the green one. I've got the others as well, but I thought green's my favourite colour, so I thought I'd start with green. And I thought I'd make a tag book of some description. So I feel a bit a bit empty-headed about it at the moment. In my head, I know what I'm doing, but I'm not quite sure. As always, at the start of a project with me, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go. So the kits that Andrea's done are really nice, and as I say, she's done it on a theme of colours. This one's the green one, and I think I've got them a bit mixed up. So she's done the green with birds and butterflies on, and then the greens without the birds and butterflies on, and then she does one in kind of neutral as well. So that's what I'm going to use, and this was one of her freebies. March or April, I think. I'd have to have a look and check, but it's kind of greens as well, and a little bit of William Morris, so I thought I'd bring that in, and again without the birds. So these are what I'm going to use, and what I've done, put those over there, or they're my little scripts and scraps. She's also got lots of, I've gone through the files that I've got of Andrea's, and she's also got quite a few William Morris papers, so I've printed some of them. And she's got a green paper kit which has lots of greens in, so I've printed that as well. And her jelly plate set has lots of greens in it, so I've got lots of greens to choose from, which for me is perfect because, as I say, I like greens. So what I've done is I've collaged, it's a book page, and I've collaged on the front and on the back, and I've mostly used the neutral type colours pages to collage with, but I've added little hints of green to it. And then what I'm doing is I'm cutting them down, and I think out of this, find my ruler. Somebody asked me how you use the quilting ruler, and this one that I've got has inches on one side and 1.5 on the other side, so it does take a little bit of getting used to, but I wanted these, the whole page, the page that I've got is just short of 10 inches, so I thought if I cut them 4.25 wide, so I'm just going to neaten that edge up there. I've got a new blade and it still doesn't want to cut, and then I'm going to turn it round because I know that's it is a straight edge. My ruler went a bit boswonked, didn't it? I'm going to cut that a little bit wider than 4.25 because I just want to neaten that edge slightly where my cutter just didn't, my blade didn't cut. So 4 and then 1/4, I'm just lining that up. That's better, and slice that off. And then I know that the others I've cut are 6.5. So trim the bottom off, turn it round and mark it up 6.5. I really like these rulers because I work in inches, which is perfect from me. And it's not only in inches, it's got 1/4 inches marked, and then it's got 1/8 as well. So you can be really accurate with your cutting. So I've got a card there. That's a pretty one. They look so different as well when you've cut them. And then this one, I want that to be 4.25 as well. And then these bits that I've got left over, I'm saving because that could be a belly band, or I can use it for something. I'm not sure what yet. As I say, it's a bit of a mystery to me at the moment what I'm going to be doing. So I hope all of you are okay. It's my birthday this next week and I'll be 60, 62. Happy birthday to me. I think you get to a certain age where you stop counting birthdays, don't you? I think I'm going to anyway. And we're going away in our little camper van. We have the VW camper van. The weather doesn't look like it's going to be fantastic next week, which is such a shame because this last week has been really nice. But in the UK, you know, you just have to wrap up and go, don't you? So we're going to a place called Bolton Abbey, which is near Haworth in Yorkshire, the Yorkshire Dales. It's a place that we really like going to. There's walks that we enjoy doing, and there's a place there called Malham Cove, and we've been there before walking, but not for it's a pretty one, not for a long time. And I particularly like walking. It's got you've probably seen it if you've watched Harry Potter films, then you will have seen Malham Cove. I'm not sure which film it is, but there's a scene where Hermione and Harry Potter go, they're in a tent and they're on top of a limestone plateau, and it's all crinkly. It's very rugged, and that's Malham Cove. But I understand that for the filming of the film, they actually didn't go there. It was all superimposed, or CGI, or whatever the terminology is. But it's a beautiful place to walk. You have to be careful because the soil has washed away between the limestone, so you do have to watch where you're putting your feet. But it's really nice. So that's my walk on Tuesday. Okay, less of my chit chat. So I've got all of these. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't think I'm going to use all of them. Rachel, Roxy Creations, has just done something similar, and she's punched holes in hers and then tied them with a ribbon. And I've thought of doing that, but I am at this moment undecided, and I'm kind of going more towards putting the fabric tabs on because I really enjoyed how that looked. I really liked the end result, and I felt it felt nice when I'd done it. So with that in mind, I've found a piece of fabric that I've got. This is just cotton fabric that I've painted in green. So I would make the tabs out of that, which I quite like. But as I say, I am undecided what I want to do. So I'm thinking that I might decorate the pages, but keeping in mind they're going to have tabs on this side. Decorate the pages and then make my mind up at the end, because I can still punch holes then if I want to, or I can join it with tabs. Thinking. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I don't know which ones I want to use. That's more of a plain one. That goes that way. It's got the pattern on. That goes that way. Some of them have, it doesn't matter which way the writing goes, I know that. And I wasn't planning on stitching round these. Let's get them all kind of upright. I wasn't going to stitch around them because they are quite glued on. So I think what I need to do is decide. I think what I'm going to do is pick out 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've just 6. So I've still got 4 left that I can add to, and I can still, you know, I can make more of those. So I've got 6. Because what I also thought was I've got an envelope here that I'd made out of Andrea's marble papers. I think this might be her autumn collage paper. So I've got an envelope. So that could also be in there, couldn't it? I think I need an even number. I think last one I did was 6, so I'm thinking 8 pages. And I've also got a lovely coffee dyed envelope that I've done. So that gives me 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think. Do I want to decide now what's going to go on the front? Because the front, I want to put some decoration on the front. So I'm going to put those 6 to one side because that's what I'm going to use. And maybe I'll look at doing something with this envelope so that it can be included. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, folks. So I'm just thinking on my feet, and I'm thinking that there could be a little tuck spot, couldn't it? And I'm going to need to open the envelope because it's going to be joined along that side. So it's going to go in, and if I do the tab one, it's going to flip. I've got something to go on the back that I hope you're going to like. Something I did a while ago. But let's look at the front first. So if that's going to be a flap, then I just want a little scrap of some sort of paper. What have I got? Just a scrap of paper, just to strengthen that, because as I say, that is it's only scrap paper. It's not scrap paper, is it? It's an envelope, so it's nothing, it's not very strong. And if I'm going to have it as a pocket, I think I just want to line it, or put something behind it, kind of thing. So literally I'm just going to glue that on there, just to give it that. I might put a couple of bits on. I should hate it to tear. I hate to think of that's something that I've made, especially if it goes to somebody, you know, if somebody says that they would like it and I send it them and then it hasn't happened, I have to say. But I do try and take great care that what I make is going to be quite sturdy and it's not going to break. I might do another little bit just along there, just to toughen it up a bit. You're not going to see it anyway. I don't seem to have any thicker paper anywhere at the minute. This is just copy paper. And the copy paper that I use is, I think it's just 80 GSM. I've no idea what the equivalent of that is in America. I know that they are all slightly different. Yeah, I'm just going to glue that on there. And I haven't even got as far as thinking about what I would put in here. But that's okay. I'm sure we'll think of something as we progress. I had in my mind when Andrea released her coloured collage papers, I had in my mind that it would be really nice to have like a rainbow of tag booklets. Does that sound daft? I get these funny ideas sometimes. So I want to put something on there as well. I'm just seeing if I've got any little bits and pieces before I go cutting into. Do we want a little bit of William Morris? That might be quite nice, mightn't it? So I don't know whether to, on these, I'm going to call these pages, I don't know whether to decorate both sides or just the plainer side and then maybe add papers here that can be written on. Do any of you kind of start a project but you're not sure, you know you want to do something but you're not quite sure what it is you want to do? I think I'm going to do that a little bit deeper so I can just flip it over. It just makes it a bit stronger, doesn't it? And I'm going to have to cut down that envelope if I want it to be a pocket inside. Do I? I think I probably do. I suppose I could have done it that way, and then that might have been a good idea, mightn't it? No, because I've got something that I want to put on the back of that, so I do want it this way. I do want it this way. And I think I want to see a little bit more of that flower, so I'm just going to trim a snip off the bottom there. One of these days I'll know exactly what I'm going to do before I join you, and you'll all be shocked. So that will go in there like that. And I'm going to leave it hanging over because I'm going to slice that bit off, aren't I? I'm just conscious that's still wet. Okay, well, I'm going to stick that on. And then that's at least that bit covered, isn't it? And then we'll make something to go in the pocket while we're waiting for that little bit to dry. And then we'll cover the back of it, and then we'll see where we are with time. And then I'll go and sit in a dark room and think about what it is I want to do with the rest of the journal. Keep that away slightly from the edge. So that will be like that. So that will be a pocket just there. Okay. But I don't want to just close that at the moment because that's still wet in that corner. So I'm going to put that over there to dry. And then I did have a thought about what I would like to go in that pocket. Keeping with the green theme, I've looked through a gardening book that I've got, and it is slightly shiny paper, but it's quite sturdy paper. It's quite, oh, just stabbed my toe. Never mind. There's no blood, folks. We're fine. I'm going to cut this picture out. I've had a look through this gardening book, and I was looking for larger pictures that I could use that were mostly green. So I'm just going to cut the white edge off of that. I think what I might do with this, I might make like pockets and things out of these papers, and then have a look at where I want them to go. When I've made a few, then look at where I want them to go on here. I keep going back to it because I'm just not sure at the minute. See, I wouldn't like to cover that bit up, but it could have a pocket there. But then there's going to be tabs or punch bits there, so bits of that are going to get covered up. So it's kind of, you know, thinking about which bits you can use. Dark room needed. Right, so I've got this picture here. There's not much. Oh, that's not bad actually on the back, is it? That's not bad at all. We quite like that. Looks like I didn't cut that very straight though. Let's just cut that a little bit straighter. So what my thought was, where have I put it? I could fold this and have it as a little writing booklet to go in there and put some papers in it. But what I need to know then is how wide this is before I fold it. So that's 4 1/4. It's going to be a bit less than, isn't it? I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm going to stick that there. I'm going to cut this edge first. Do I want it to be, I do want it to be, oh, now I'm thinking, I might want it to be open at the top, mightn't I? Would that be better? That might be better to have it as a, and put a journal card in there rather than trying to get something to go in there. I'm thinking that's what I might do, folks. So cut that paper off there. So they would be stuck up there. That's going to be a little tuck spot to go in there with just a little journaling card of some sort. There's going to be a pocket there, and I could either have a pocket going in that side, or I could have a pocket at the back, at the top. I think it is a little bit wider than the cards that it's going in. Is that going to make a difference to me? If it's not a lot of difference, does it really matter? It does stick out a little bit, look, and I think that would bother me. So I think I am, gosh, it's hard work, isn't it? Sorry, folks. I think I am going to have it as a side tuck for sure. So I'm going to snip a bit off of there, like that. I'm just conscious I don't want that to glue. It's still a bit sticky. Right, so that they're going to get stuck down. That's going to be a pocket, and there's going to be a pocket in here. So if that's the case, I am going to put some paper on the edges of these just to reinforce them. Decision made, folks. That's a quick decision made. Do I want green? Let's have some green paper. I'm going to use this just because it was there. Oh, sorry. I am sorry, clattering you. So I'm just going to cut this. How wide is it anyway? Do it at 3. And then I'm just going to cut it at 1.5 inches. And I've already forgotten about 6 1/4. So I'm going to do that at about 6 1/4, but maybe not quite. Keep my little bits because you just never know. Not quite 6 1/4. Snip. Do you know, I do have a big work table. I've got a couple of old trestle, are they called trestle legs that sort of open up, and my husband put a big piece of wood on it for me. So I have got a big table, but you wouldn't know it for how cluttered I get. As soon as I start working on something, there's just stuff everywhere. I got a really good image on this, didn't I? With my coffee dyeing. Right, so that's going to go in there. And it's going to go down along there. And obviously I don't want it to come unglued on that edge. So just make sure it's sticked well down. And then that will just reinforce that edge because I'm going to do a journaling card to go inside there. There we are, decision made. It didn't take me too long, did it? Sticky, sticky, sticky. And then this is going to go on the opposite side. I think this is why it takes me so long to make something, because I have to ponder all the time. Will it work? Will it be strong enough? Will somebody like it? I'm not one of these people that can just sit down and make something and go, yep, like that. I tend to worry all the time. Oh, I'm going to do something like that. But that's okay because it's, yep, that's okay. And I know what I'm going to put on there. Oh, stuck to my finger. That's it. So that's going to be like that. And that's going to be like that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And if I put a tab on whatever's going in, I might put it at the top because I don't know. I think I'm just going to do like a tie closure. See, I haven't really thought this through at all, have I? Right, so am I at a place where I can glue those up? Probably. It's just sticking over a bit there. Right, so I want this. Right, first of all, I need it to be less than 6.5. So I'm going to take some, or less than 6.25. I'm going to make it 6 inches. It's hard to see it actually, it's quite a dark green. I'll hold that piece as well. Yep, so that'll fit in there nicely. And what I want to do with it is I want it to be like a waterfall. Not that I've done one before. Right, so I'm going to fold that like that. That looks as wonky as a dog's hind leg, as my dad used to say. It's a little bit wonky. Neaten it up. I think you've just made it worse. No, that's fine. So that will go in there. I'm going to glue it up because I need to know that that's going to fit. And I should have filled my glue up. Do you know, the struggle's real, folks. That glue doesn't want to work. I thought I'd filled one up. Right. You know what thought did? They thought they were right and they were wrong. Right, glue. And glue. Hold it shut for just a moment. And then that's my pocket. Just make sure that's sticking. Do you know what? I'm just going to go and wipe my hands, folks, because everything's sticking to me. Okay, so I've been and washed my hands. I'm not sticky anymore. And I've just been trying to figure out whether this will work. And I think it probably will, but my folding at the moment is terrible. Terrible. So what I was thinking was I could put different papers in here at different layers. And then you would be able to write on them and stick things on them, and it would be like a little waterfall. So I've got a couple of papers that have got things on. Double-sided, that's what I mean. I've got a couple of papers that are double-sided. So let me just cut this out. If I do this one at about 6 inches wide, maybe. Can always trim it down, can't I? And I think I did it that other one at 5 3/4. So let's snip that. Take the top bit off. And then I want it to go inside here, so I want it to be sticking out more than that. How much more? That much more. So that would go in there like that. I'm going to trim that bit off when I've got it in. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it now. I'll do it now. just trim that bit off. Okay, that's 2 papers. I think I could fit another one in. I don't want it to be too big and bulky because it's going to go in that pocket, and I don't want it to add too much bulk. So I'm going to do that. I'll go wider with this. I'll go 7.5 and just move those. Take the edge off. Get rid of that top bit there. And I'm going to cut this. Is it? No, that's the width. So I want this to be 5 3/4, don't I? Ish. Okay. Have I done that wrong? No. So that is going to fold over that bit more, like that. I think that's too much. It's too wonky. Let's do it a bit less. I quite like that. Okay, and then cut that off there. There must be an easy way to do this. I haven't done one before, so, but that looks okay, doesn't it? We don't mind wonky folding. And that will go in there like that. And then that will go in there like that. Right, I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to, I could do it on my sewing machine, but I always go wonky when I do them on my sewing machine. You just clip that there. Right, see if I can find a little needle. Don't want a big one. That one will do. It's not going to be long enough. I think I'm just going to use this green cotton because that's not going to add any bulk whatsoever. Can we thread a needle? Yes, we can. I might do it double though, because it is only a thin, well, it's not a thin cotton, it's a embroidery cotton. So I'm going to go, just going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, but I want that to be central, don't I? Top and bottom ish. So I'm just going to go one in the middle, one there, and one about there. I'm going to go in from the outside, hold my ends through, I only need enough to tie a little knot. That's all you're going to have. There we go. Needle away. There we go. And so that is going to go in there. And that's just going to be, so that it'll have tabs 1, 2, 3. So that's not going to interfere. That can come out and you've just got a little bit of writing space on those, or to stick things in, put things over it. And it's got a pattern front and back, so I like that. Have I got time? Do you mind hanging around with me while I just show you what I want to do on the back and see what you think? So that's going to be the front, okay? That's going to be one of the pockets. And then for the back, what I have is I've got some, I've woven some papers, and I thought I'm going to stick those on the back. So I'd need to rip it across there. Hold that, you never know, that might come in useful, mightn't it? I'm going to put that on there. So I'm pleased with that. Right, let me just get this sorted out and I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've got that on. Okay, so we've got that on the front, we've got this on the back. And what I was thinking I was going to do, I was sent a couple of the Tim Holtz paper dolls. I love them. Some of them do look a bit odd, I think. But this little girl is just lovely. And I thought what I would like to do is make her a little butterfly, give her some butterfly wings. So I've got some wings, and of course I've picked green because I'm doing a green folder. So these are Tracy Fox wings. Have I got them mixed up? Those two go together. No. So are they bigger? I'm not sure. So those... No, those two wings go together, those two wings go together, and these two wings go together. I think these ones are a little bit big. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, isn't it? Too big, too small, just right. They're not bad. They're quite pretty, aren't they? I am aware, as I've said, that I am putting tabs on this, so chances are that these might get a little bit covered up with a tab. So I might not put that down until I've got the tab on, just so that I can glue it onto the tab. That's that one. I think I like those with a little bit of blue. I just want to trim them down slightly, just round. Sunday morning, motorbikes are out, folks. And that's better. And I think what I want to do, I have printed these on card, but I want her to be a little tuck spot. So do I do it so that these are the tuck as well? I think I do, don't I? Sorry, am I in frame? Sorry, folks. So I could do it so that they're part of it as well, but then I would need to reinforce them. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I don't want her just sat there, so I thought I might put her just sitting in a little flower garden like that. So I'm happy with that. So I think what I'm going to do is, when I get my pairs right, I'm going to back these with another piece of card. Oh, do you know, I've got them all mixed up again. That's that one. These are mine. Let's put these others out the way. Then I can't get mixed up, can I? I'm going to back these in card so that they can be part of the pocket as the tuck as well. And then I'll show you next time how it turns out, if that's okay with you. Love her. Love, love, love her. So that's where I am at the moment, folks. Okay. So I'm going to come back and do a couple more videos decorating this, and hopefully next time I'll have more of an idea about what I'm doing. So thank you for your time. I do always appreciate it, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.